do we fight for?
Safety!
When?
Now!
What do we fight for?
Safety!
When?
Well, you just heard them. Dozens of Cleveland Public Library employees fighting for safety after the killing of 19-year-old Brandon Cutnoe at the South Brooklyn branch in July.
The workers are in the midst of contract talks and say understaffing and a lack of training are putting them and patrons at risk.
They tell our 5 on Your Side investigator Joe Paganakis something needs to change.
Rob, Danita, the union says librarians, clerks, custodians, and maintenance employees at all 27 branches and the main branch downtown are down by more than 100 workers since 2009. And tonight, library employees say more staffing is desperately needed to better prevent future tragedies.
What do we want? Safe libraries! What do we want it now?
Library employees gathered to pay their respects to 19-year-old Brandon Cutnoe at the South Brooklyn branch. Cutnoe was shot and killed at that location in July. Days later, police arrested Paul Sender and a 16-year-old in connection with the crime.
It feels like an invasion, and it's the worst tragedy that could possibly happen. There are no words to even describe.
Emotional library employees say more staffing is needed to help prevent a similar tragedy from ever happening again.
This is the same branch that had a shooting almost exactly 3 years before that in the parking lot. We're worried about our staff. We're worried about the public who come in.
Security concerns with fights, with gang activity.
Library employees are in the midst of contract talks and say library workers need better pay to deal with a growing number of unruly children and teens coming to library properties.
Our staff being attacked. We're concerned of that in our branches.
But the library says it has responded following Cutnoe's death, establishing a code of patron conduct, working with the U.S. Department of Homeland Security to establish better infrastructure and cybersecurity systems. Still, library staff say there is still not a security guard posted at every branch during every hour the libraries are open, and say without more library staffing, it's becoming increasingly difficult to monitor everyone coming in and out of each location.
Our branch libraries especially are literally staffed at the bare minimum they could possibly be, often to keep the branch open. That's not making any of us safer.
And the Cleveland Library says it's also added door locks at multiple branches, rearranged furniture, enhanced lighting, and Rob reduced the size of landscaping in an effort to make library branches safer across the city.
Okay, Joe, you mentioned the contract talks. The contract expires December 31st. Those talks obviously down to the wire. So could we be talking about a strike soon?
Well, Rob, that's always a possibility, but the workers we talked to are optimistic an agreement can be reached with talks scheduled on December 16th, the 17th, and the 27th.